so we might just have to abort. Good morning, friends. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's view of the Mountain village that has this very special tea, green tea, here in Xinyang. Today we're going from Xinyang to Dingliwan. It's a very old village, a very special village. It's going to be about 110-kilometer ride. So along the way I'll be telling you some interesting things about this place. Well, just to start off, I'll tell you that during the Qing dynasty, this was one of the wealthiest places in China, and it shows in its architecture, and that's what we're going there to see. So buckle up, because we got a lot of riding today. At the time, of course, being wealthy was represented in the way you would decorate your homes and your houses. This area combines something very unusual. The architecture style is mostly from the south, which is very delicate and very intricate and very beautiful. You could see it in the carvings of the wood, of the stone, the walls, the rocks. It's very detailed, but at the same time, it's very functional and very sturdy, which is characteristic of constructions in the north, where the weather is more inclement. So this combination makes it very special, and people love to go there to see this. There's another interesting feature here in Dingliwan, or there in Dingliwan, which is the pond. There is a beautiful pond called the Moon Pond that sits right around all the houses. There were very wealthy people there. There is a manor that is said to have more than 600 rooms. This family owned about 600,000 or 60,000. I forgot. I think it's 60,000 acres, hectares of land. So that's what makes it very special. This particular style of architecture, these white walls, these black tiles, and very highly decorated stone and wood and whatnot, is very typical in Anhui, a place called Huizhou. Huizhou, first down. And people actually call this place, Dingliwan, Little Huizhou, because of the similarities, because of the use of this type of architecture here in the center of China, in the northern part of the center of China. Now, once again, the different choices that are made in architecture and using water, like this moon pond, have to do with feng shui. The idea of balancing feng shui is very important, and was very important at the time for the Li family, who were the owners of this manor. This place is beautiful for photography, for videography. Lots of people come here to take photos of the water, the reflections on the water, the white houses, and the green trees and the mountains at the back. You'll see. I'll show you here. There's a reason why I'm cycling 100 kilometers to go see this. The first thing that you see when you get to this town is these 5 gates that welcome people when they arrive at the village. And in those gates, you see what we were talking about, the affluence of, the affluence of the residents back in the day, because of the amount of decoration and carvings and how beautiful these gates are. You don't do that if you don't have the spare time and money to spend. I think we're going through some university here. Another university. Now, like in other places around China, and unlike most places, this old village, again, we're talking about hundreds of years old, it's still living quarters for a lot of people. People still live there. People still do business there, go in and out, and they go about their daily lives. And there's a very great thing about this place is that it hasn't become touristy yet. And I say yet because, well, Chinese people are traveling more and more each day, visiting more and more of their country now that they can afford to do so. They go and visit the country that they helped build over the last 40, 50, 60, 70 years. So that's a good thing. You don't have a lot of crowds coming to visit this place, coming to see this place, coming to make videos, I know, and take photos of a beautiful place. As I said, you could find it in a place like Anhui, in Huizhou, but then the crowds are impossible. Here, not so much. And with this weather, probably a lot less. Another aspect that makes this place interesting to see and interesting to visit is its design. You've got, it's like a maze inside, and this is evidence also of its defensive nature. When you have a lot of wealth, people want to take it from you. So you design a village that's a bit confusing. The locals or historians call it like a ring inside a ring. It's easy to lose your bearings when you're inside, and that in itself proves a good strategy to defend when people try to steal from you. There's also on outside walls and towers, you see holes. Those holes were used for tiny holes looking outward. Those holes were used for, well, looking out and see who was coming. And also to defend, to shoot, to fire, to spear, whatever. So definitely another aspect of the architecture that ties up to the wealth and the importance of this village. Where we're going, Xinxian, apparently back in the day had a population of about 100,000 people. And of those 100,000 people, about 55,000, if I'm not mistaken, sacrificed their lives during through history, joining the PLA, the People Liberation Army. So right now it's called as the town of generals. One of them, his name was Xu Yo. He was very famous for his bravery, his strength, and above all for his loyalty. So all these soldiers, all these people who joined the fight to create China came from this particular county, Xin County, and yeah, it's incredible. Of course, there's like a monument to remember Mr. Xu, and what I read is that sometimes people just leave empty bottles of alcohol because he was famous not only for his bravery and loyalty, etc., but he liked the bottle apparently. So yeah, I don't know if we get to see it because it's along the way, but that's an interesting little part of history that explains the importance of this place in patriotic history when it comes to China and the PLA. And now we make a left here. Nobody's coming behind me, so okay. Oh my. Wow, lots of ducks. Look at this place. And over here we make a right again. I think maybe this is bringing me back on track. I was recording and I did not pay attention. Gotta be honest, guys, this is one of the best feelings in the world, being in a place where you've never been before. Having an idea of where you are, but if something goes flop, kind of like you're on your own, babe. If the weather was better, I would fly the drone. These fields look so cool. Wow, check that out. Lots of solar power. I don't know if I made a mistake, but this is taking me on some very tiny roads, which I don't think this is what we planned last night with my wife. Okay, I am supposed to go straight. Okay, nothing coming that way. How about this way? Okay, here we go. Woo. Wow, look at this. Go, sir. Right, so now we are in what I think is a provincial level, because that over there was probably village level. Man, this countryside is just so nice. Oh, Speedy Gonzales. Now, scenery is changing a little bit. Yeah, 24 kilometers, but only 2 different sceneries. Yeah, I guess a lot of people don't know or don't talk too much about how important Henan Province was for the rebuilding or the building of modern China. And it goes to these generals and also to the importance of its land. Its land is quite fertile, and corn was a very important part of supporting the changes that China was going through after it was established. Henan is a very important place that I don't think too many people know of. Check out the bus stops. This inner city, inner village, inner county, bus routes are how people get in and out if they don't have a vehicle of their own. Okay, there's 4 more kilometers of this stretch on the 337, and then that leaves us with about 40 kilometers to our destination where we're going today. Ooh, that smells good. Oh, those are so nice. Those are those oven baked pancakes. This area here looks pretty nice. I think the fog is clearing up. Check out this lady. Couldn't be more China. What the heck is that? Something Junbei, prepare for something. Okay, that is the real end of 337, and I'm going into 218. Okay, bicycle path. Okay, let's swap batteries here. Wait. All right. I think I'll just go out this way. Okay. We got first row seats too. Some traffic jam. Okay, but this guy wanting to come in here is causing that jam in that direction. 1 second, sir. All right. This is a unique perspective. Welcome to China. What I'm worried about is that my wife is going to be in the middle of this. I'll just go in here. I just hope nobody's coming behind me and wipes me out. I just heard somebody say there's a traffic light. So can't believe that this is all caused by a traffic light. Yeah, no, yeah. Big traffic jam here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ride back. Okay, I'm going to ride back. Once you get to that 218, don't drive too far. Okay. Let me know where you are. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna drive back because my wife is going to be here all day if she drives here. So we might just have to abort and find another way to get to the village. Because this is not just me, okay? It's me and my wife. Yeah, no, this is bad. Alright friends, so we finally made it and we're gonna go explore, but before that we need to eat something. And today's lunch is going to be paigu and some veggies. Paigu is ribs, and this is what we're eating. Suspecting a different kind of paigu. So as you see here behind me, these are the 5 gates that actually protect the inside of the city. We have the moon pond, which is right outside, and yeah, there's some gates also over there at the entrance, and there's alleys that go inside and you get into the different quarters. You see the holes, right, and the windows that were mostly not so much to provide ventilation or anything, but mostly to defend themselves. I don't know, it's always, I find it interesting to see all the modernities and all the utilities that small villages like this, old villages like this have. So when people tell you that it's a maze, it truly is a maze. Just walls after walls, after gates, at the doors and rooms. Well, friends, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and from Dingliwan here in Xin County in the south of Henan. That's it for today. You know what to do. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until we see you again, follow us for more adventures here in China.